I'm back for some reason. What day is it? Oh, it's leap year day. Alright, so we got stuff to do, and quite a lot of it at that. We got the makings of a pretty good party here, except for this Pokemon that hasn't evolved yet. But it does have a shell bell attached to it. And we're gonna see if we can't get to that point of evolution sometime quite soon. I mean, I suppose I could have Swadloon just go, like, battle a bunch of really weak Pokemon somewhere. And that would probably get the happiness going a little bit. But also, I can just walk around and with the Soothe Bell. Did I say Shell Bell earlier? I probably did. And that should get us somewhere. Also, yeah, of course, Buneary is faster than us because everything in Unova is... It's not as bad as some generations when I say everything in Unova is slow. That's kind of a lie. It's not... You know, we're not talking about, like, a Lola, where I don't think they were allowed to introduce any Pokemon with a speed stat. Like, I feel after a point, some of the Pokemon in Alola should have just had, like, 0 speed. I mean, what's even the point, really, of giving, Delmise, there we go. Like, Delmise has a speed stat of, like, 2 or something, I'm pretty sure. It's not literally that low, but it takes a turn, at least, but that's all you can say about it. In fact, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna find out that it's like 65 or some shit, and I'm gonna be like, are you kidding me? That's a lie. You'd think I would know this because it's actually one of my favorite Pokemon from that generation, but guess what? I don't. I've got bad news, people. I'm a fraud. Yeah, speed stat of 40. That's garbage. 40 is like you get outsped by all the unevolved starters. In fact, I bet this fucko even outspeeds 40. I don't feel like checking, but yes. And thank you for the good luck, by the way. I was too busy doing a bit. I'm back after like a week or something. I meant to do this sooner, and then I started falling asleep in like the early day, and I reached a point where I was working on some videos, and I hit a point where I was just like, wow, this thing that I'm making is not good. So I shelved the other video for the month. We're gonna catch up better in March. I've got ideas and I actually like them, I'm sure, until I start reading off the script, in which case I'll be like really upset about the whole ordeal. On top of that, I also started, this might be slightly unfortunate, I started another gacha game. I started playing Honkai Star Rail. It's fun. It is a video game, I will give it that. It's, like, actually something you could enjoy, which is something that a lot of gacha games just don't do. And the character designs are alright. I've seen worse. Seen better, but I've seen worse. You know, I'm not gonna give money because you also gotta remember the company that did this also. You know, looked at some of their past work and it's not necessarily the most impressive. Speaking of not necessarily the most impressive, that lack of a level gain there. Good looks, whatever this thing's name is. I'd say don't give Ed Boon any ideas, but I think that Ed Boon at least is slightly more dignified than that in terms of how he handles his stuff. I don't necessarily know about NetherRealm Studios though, because I mean, remember, that is owned by Warner Brothers, and they have made superhero games. So the rest of the company may only be vaguely Dignity adjacent. But I think Ed Boon would look at that and he'd go, you know, I know we've done a lot of like incredibly money-grubbing kind of stuff. You know, we've made Mortal Kombat a merch franchise for sure, but that is going too far. Granted, I could be completely wrong. I could be misreading this man entirely. Oh yeah, here comes Mothim. Mothim is one of the Pokemon that is the most forgotten about out of any of them. Although saying that, can you blame people for looking at this thing and just going, another one about this? Yeah, exactly. And I think there's enough wiggle room, and like each character has multiple designs and like redesigns and quirks and stuff. Like, come on, Ermac has had a couple of designs, for example. Just the why'd I pick Ermac specifically? I don't know, but yeah, Ermac, for example, among like all the others, have had, maybe just because my brain's like, oh yeah, just pick one of the ninjas and make it one of the ones that's actually shown up a couple of things, because I mean, I could be like, oh yeah, Rain, but Rain has appeared like twice in this. Pardon me, he's appeared like 3 times in the series, because I gotta remember MK Armageddon and MK 2011. And I distinctly seem to recall from things that I've read, you know, after the fact, that people were, to put it nicely, unimpressed with Rain when he came out. In fact, a lot of people were just like, this character is dog shit. Although I will say that actually, yeah, I think that is kind of what I meant to say. There do need to be some grains of salt taken with that, because I seem to also recall a bunch of people who read it who were like, oh, he's purple. And of course, some people who are like, oh yeah, this is a bad joke. It's a very basic Prince reference. And it's like, sure. But also, Purple Rain fucking rules. You know, are you gonna complain about Prince? Anywho, yes, a thing that I was hoping to do here was to go and find all the 7 sages as well. We should probably just do that first before we continue onwards. That'll give us a reason to run around some more. So far we've found Road and we've found Ryoku. Zinzalin is down in exactly the place where we found him before, over in the cold storage. You know, always a great tell of being like a master criminal is returning right to the scene of your previous crime. So that way you can be captured. Then again, we've kind of made fun of Team Plasma like this entire stream series and been like, yeah, this didn't really... What did you guys expect in this universe? But yeah, Rain doesn't have a ton of designs as far as I can remember, so I mean that's also just space to innovate, right? So yeah, I mean there's room for that sort of thing. Buddy, are you gonna get into some sort of, like... Yeah. You know, if it weren't for the Getz's things, I'm pretty sure that I've literally read this in, like, a 101 grade philosophy class. Not for nothing. But also, on the other hand, the, like, oh, I'm suffering, therefore I know I'm alive kind of thing is... Also, I believe, like, just a general driving principle of how a lot of men in America act, so, yeah, bake him away, toys, that's all I can say. Now, let me tell you, he'd probably appreciate the upswing in temperature a little bit. Air Mac. It's funny when you consider how good Little Mac is at fighting people in the air, and by good, I mean, I've got a bridge to sell you. I don't know a ton of Smash Brothers anymore, but I do know... I do remember that Little Mac's air game was pretty piss poor. Alright, so Zinzalin, Ryoku, Road. We can't get Giallo yet. I don't know how to pronounce that completely. Giallo? Bronyas. Bronyas is... I am not pronouncing that correctly, I don't think, but... I'm only trying so hard. So, Bronyas is at Chargestone Cave, and Gorm, what a fantastic name, is in Striaton Town. So, let's go find Bronyas and get his disappointing TM. And get into this disappointing wild Pokemon battle. Get into this disappointing wild Pokemon battle. There's a lot of those for some reason. Yes, I did see that. Yeah, Toys for Bob is now going independent, which is great. I'm very happy about that, because, hey, they managed to, things were not looking great for them, to put it nicely, up until very recently. So, hey. Good shit. And I'm hoping for some interesting games out of them in the future. But that's the thing that's got to wait. More importantly, I'm happy about the conditions of the, you know... The company is going to be in better shape being an independent developer than stuck with... Technically, I probably shouldn't make Bobby Kotick references anymore, but also, like, sometimes you just continue casting an extremely long shadow after your departure, and unfortunately, Bobby Kotick still lives, so, you know, that's the... When I made that post on both social media platforms earlier today about keel hauling, I did have Bobby Kotick in my... That's not true. It was just a bad joke. I'm just saying that when the guy is, like... that there's credible evidence that he tried to have someone killed, I feel like I should be allowed to be a little bit harsher in my language in regular speech, but I digress. I like how that sound started up right when I just slammed into that crystal and failed to... The reason why I haven't used a repel, by the way, is because I didn't even think about the fact that I had any. It's weird, I just never think about that as a possibility in, like, any Pokemon game, or any RPG whatsoever, for that matter. Usually because I'm out here like, yeah, I'll take every fight you throw at me. But we do have 2 max repels, so that's cool. That'll get me, like, halfway over to the stairs here. Well, actually. Well, now, here's the question of whether or not it will work properly in the, I see. It did work. I saw the Discord link, and I was like, yeah, it's not gonna... Well, my question is that a blue whale, or is that a... Well, it was literally a blue whale, but... You know what I'm saying. Anyway, I don't know where this Goofus is in this cave, so we're just gonna have to explore it with a degree of thoroughness. I'm gonna hazard a guess that he's in the basement. Just because I feel like they would make you try to do as much as possible. Or go as far as possible, rather. Yeah, he's literally as far in as you can get. Bronius. Oh, we actually got a fight this time? This is the first of the stages who actually wants us to fight. That's something. He's using Baton Pass to Scrafty. Buddy, I don't know what you were hoping to accomplish with that, but okay. Maybe it's just because this AI doesn't know what switching is. Otherwise, at that point, you could have just done a regular switch. Now, this guy could have Crunch on his Watchog, too. But we'll just have to find out. Oh, I'm gonna take that as a I don't have anything that can damage you sort of thing. Yeah, thanks a lot, champ. Who is champ? Wait, no, that's a reference to a very old video at this point. I'm curious as to how old that is. Oh man. Oh, that's something, all right. I guess you could say that attack didn't really have any teeth. Ugh. Also, that was quite painful what I took there. I wasn't paying attention to that because I was looking up the... thing that I was referring to, which is... it's a prank call from this radio station pretending to try to sell John Cena tickets to this woman. And it's like 9 years old. God damn, where did like all of the time in the world go? Oh right, I know where it went. What the hell? And Rip Garboder, good job failing to toxic me, dude. You're a credit to something, all right. I think we can destroy this thing. Well, also because it's overflowing from its from its garbage bag body. And let the record show that there is no lack of trash takes on the interwebs. Something I don't need to tell you folks, but still. Well, scramble you two, and this guy gave me TM69 rock polish. Get your jokes out here. I'll get mine out here. After all this jerking me around. Oh, hey, look here. Take him away, toys. What do you mean I did that one already? Alright, so I've got a... I was gonna say, I've got an escape rope, right? I'll take a looker plot in a future game, but I think also a large part of that may just generally be like, wow, I miss the old days of when TPCI had their shit together as a group of 3 companies by enough to get us out these games. And had them be, like, actually fully assembled and stuff. I forgot half the words there. Also, yeah, I somehow forgot to mention it earlier in the stream when I was talking about, hey, yeah, I haven't been on here for a couple days. I was looking at Tuesday originally. Tuesday, however, it was, like, 70 degrees out over here, which... Friendly reminder, I live in Illinois, and it's February right now. 70 degrees in February is absurd. My biscuits are still a little bit aggrieved, by the way, over somebody who left a comment on a video sometime last year where I said something about how, oh yeah, it's like 60 degrees in November. And this person was like, oh, well, yeah, like, talking some shit like, oh, pick one, 60 degrees in November in the Midwest. And it's like, buddy, it doesn't happen that much. It is abnormal. It is worthy of note. It's almost like there's... I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, yeah, 70 degrees out. But also, it started thunderstorming quite severely, and also there were fucking tornadoes! We're okay. It didn't quite get down to our town, but it did get within, like, what would be a 20-minute drive for us. So, yeah, there were tornadoes nearby. We did have to go into the basement for that. And, yeah. That's kind of messed up. Yeah, it's real cool, isn't it? How absolutely, completely cooked our climate is. Which is also a funny joke because, you know, the global temperatures overall have increased on average, but, you know, if you call it global warming, then a bunch of freaks who are welcoming the end of the world will say, oh yeah, it's not global warming, there's still snow in the winter, and it's like, God, just end yourself. All right, yeah, you go ahead and enjoy your dinner. I'm spinning my wheels here and kind of raging slightly still. I apologize to everybody. But also, I think most of you knew what you signed up for. And what I signed up for was more wild Patrats, apparently. You know, a Pokemon that nobody thinks about ever. So is this area a post-game thing or what? I forget. Oh yeah, it's gotta be. Send out Drowsy. Hey everybody, remember these Pokemon from a different game? I mean, listen, I know that, like, there's that, oh, all of them probably somebody's favorite, but I would... If somebody told me that Patrat was their favorite, or, like, this region's bird, or there's a couple others, I would be like, I think you're lying to me. And if they say Salazzle is their favorite, I'm gonna call the fucking cops. But I digress. Okay, that might be a little bit harsh. And also blatantly false. I'm not asking the police for help for anything. But aside from that... Oh, that's Psyshock. That looked really silly. It sounded even goofier. I'm sure this thing is going to actually take a couple hits, and it's probably going to land a Hypnosis on me because I know how this game is. Or it could just go straight for damage. I mean, that's an option too. Oh, that's still queued up even though Hypno's dead. Boo! I mean, I deserved it, but boo! What if I tried giving the lucky egg to a Pokemon that was below level 60 here? Retro Fanatic, how's it going? We are in an area that I don't really remember a whole lot of. We're in the post-game part of the Dream Yard, and we're gonna go and revive our dead worm. Eel, pardon me. Eel. Why did I say worm? Either way, I mean, they don't have arms in real life, so... Maybe the confusion is understood. Ah, who am I kidding? Oh, I've had that for a while because I haven't changed the, like, you know, that message. I changed it over after Plastic Alan's dog passed on. Unfortunately, Plastic Alan has not been around much on the internet lately, which is quite sad. I hope he's doing all right. In fact, I hope he is getting his attempt to move out of Oklahoma together, because he's supposed to be moving to Minnesota. And for those of you who don't know who Plastic Alan is, he's a streamer that I watch a lot and a friend of the show. So, yeah. Start getting Mog Tomes to get the 15 mount. Does that cost Mog Tomes? I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to that because I got the car back when that event was going around the first time, so yeah. Oh, it's gold saucer points, yeah. Right, yeah, okay. Makes sense. I still have a couple more items to get out of the Mogtome farm. In particular, I'm missing the Ultima Horns, I'm missing one of the Orchestrions, and I'm missing the Titania Barding. But I mean, I can craft the Titania Barding. I just need to actually get a party to do Titania EX, because I can't solo that unsynced. Or at all, obviously. Yeah, getting everything in the gold saucer definitely takes quite a while. I mean, I've been playing the game for a number of years that is quite a few now. I forget how long I've been playing. And I don't have everything, although I do have a lot of the big shit. Yeah, exactly. So, like, a lot of that stuff is just kind of not doable for me at this point. Because, yeah, okay, I've got a couple classes at level 90. Unfortunately, Titania is a level 80 extreme 8-man raid. So, yeah, that's kind of a no-go zone for me at this juncture, unfortunately. However, I've managed to unsync it with a full group of 8 people, and it basically dissolves. Like, I'm pretty sure that when I was running that to get parts to make the axe for a weapon skin, it was like, I don't know, I think we beat those in like 2 minutes a run, which is pretty nice considering I saw that and I was like, yeah, this is still gonna take a minute. Summoner is pretty good from what I've been able to see, but also every time I look at it, I see the amount of buttons involved and I just feel threatened. Excuse me. Let me blow my nose real quick here. Aren't you glad I have a mute button on the microphone? So at some point, maybe I should pick up Summoner, but it's like, yeah, that seems a little bit scary. I'm not sure how the DPS compares to our old friend Black Mage, but Black Mage also is, in my opinion, not a fun class to play. I'm sure that some people will disagree with me on that one, but just the amount of, like, standing around and how easily your attacks get interrupted and stuff as Black Mage, I don't know. And there's not a ton of off-global cooldowns. Unlike Red Mage is my main, which, well, I mean, yeah, you don't have Red Mage yet, so you wouldn't quite know about the dual cast mechanic for it, but it's about what you would expect of... Oh, these folks are, like, not immediately jumping on me to fight. That's kind of surprising. Yeah, from what I've seen, Summoner hotbars later on get quite chaotic. I mean, granted, I say that I've got 2 full bars of 12 on Red Mage and a couple of utility things sitting on a 3rd, but still. There is quite a bit going on there. You see, I've got one of those mice that has the 12 buttons on the left side. So I just have Control and Shift and Alt and stuff over on the keyboard, and I press those for the things. Although I guess it just depends a little bit on how all your stuff is set up, really. See, I normally wouldn't even have thought of it, and then a friend just sent me one many years ago as like a, hey, yeah, basically a birthday gift. It was like, yeah, I've got another mouse already, but it came with his keyboard. And it's like, yeah, okay, sure, why not? I'll probably use it. And I did, and I actually quite liked it. Probably because it was right around when I started playing 14. So it's just like, oh yeah, this is convenient as fuck. Oh yeah, that could probably be an issue. I guess it depends very heavily on where all the buttons are set up. I have a different mouse now because unfortunately the one that my friend sent me died at some point. Like, one of the cables inside, the tiny little cables just got damaged, I guess. But yeah, this one has a couple of buttons on the top for changing the mouse's DPI, basically, so I can press down and it'll be slower to move around the screen and stuff. And I've definitely bumped those by accident a couple times, and I've just been like, oh my god, what happened? And it has ruined me slightly for a few seconds. But that's enough for that to be an issue if it happens in the middle of something. Yeah, so that would probably be a problem of something like that, where geez, as soon as I set my hand on the mouse, I'd be like, okay, where's everything sitting? That would be, as soon as I set my hand on it, it's just like, it felt very unnatural, is what I was trying to say. But yes, in a case like that, that could definitely cause some problems. Again, for the thing that I'm describing, I think that you would end up in a case where you basically would have, like, the very edge of your palm, the space right between the 2 fingers, right up on those DPI buttons, and it would be very easy to squish those by accident. Logitech G403 Prodigy. Well, keep in mind that I don't know a ton about, like, any of these specific card names or anything. I'll have to take a look at that at some point and see how that stacks up. And by that, I mean just look at the general features and everything. Let's see. A lot of Googling happening today, actually. Only difference is the sensor. That's very interesting that they discontinued it then. But yeah, let me take a look at this. Yeah, if you're sitting up forward... Yeah, I can see how that could cause some issues. I clicked Shadow Punch instead of Low Sweep. Oops. Yeah, I don't know. Gaming mouses just feel like really still incredibly strange to me, because I remember an era where we first started getting mice with wheels on them and being like, that is incredibly bizarre. And of course now obviously that's the standard. And I remember an era when they started going to infrared sensors instead of having a ball in them. In fact, I'm pretty sure I may still have my family's Windows 98 PC mouse, which had a wheel on it, but it still had a ball in it. And that feels like this sort of weird in-between now that I talk about it, because it's like, hey, what I remember when I was at my youngest was mice with just 2 buttons and a ball in it. Up to now, and we've got everything has a bare minimum of a wheel, and it's using an IR sensor for its setup. Yeah, I see. You've got the tips of your fingers going right off of the... Yeah, trying to adjust where my hand is. Yeah, that would be... Yeah. So for... And wouldn't you know it, I really did hit the DPI down button on my mouse when I was doing that. So if you were using like a 12 pad on that, it definitely would be kind of a problem hitting the back row especially. So I see where you're coming from. Person's name is just Future. Probably not the rapper. This is a game from the mid-aughts. Well, late-aughts, rather. Regardless, before the said musician had a career, so... I think. I don't follow anything, really. But that's, in particular, not my bag. Also, hey, yeah, we are gaining the levels with a surprising swiftness here. Which EXP curve is Golurk again? I think it's the one that gets slow as shit towards the end, but... Oh no, it's medium fast. Wow, I thought... No, Fluctuating doesn't have any new Pokemon since Gen 3. Never mind. Well, hey, you missed extremely little. Relatively speaking. Aw, darn. Obviously, I was hoping we would live through that, but... As you can tell, not so much. Yeah, there's only been one family of Pokemon since Gen 3 with the Fluctuating Experience group. Probably because I think that it probably ends up just being this big feel-bad thing late on when it's like, hey, yeah, by the way, it takes forever to max out your Pokemon's level. MX518. I'm not completely certain as to what that is. Other than, I assume we're still talking about computer mice, because, yeah. Oh, that's annoying. That's not great. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't really know a lot of, like, computer parts and peripherals. Well, I'm saying parts to include peripherals, as one usually does, by name like that. Just because I suppose it's a blind spot of some description. And especially, like, part numbers are kind of a little dicey. Oh yeah, maybe I should have my dowsing machine on. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Should have guessed. I do enjoy that on some level, though, just like, well, here's a flavor thing. It makes sense in this location. Friendo, you are hallucinating. You need to get out of here. We can figure out where that is. Listen, I'm not capable of guiding you because these games won't allow me to. Oh, oops. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all that everybody is checking out 7 Rebirth. I hope that people are enjoying it because, I mean, I would rather there be good video games than not. So, you know, it's as simple as that. Stantler. I'm not really certain that I think this thing is going to have anything too worrisome, but it's definitely going to get a hit in on us before it's going to use it in prison. You've never played a Final Fantasy, you're not about to start. Well, fair enough. I mean, RPGs are a lot of investment in time and everything like that. Oh, hey, there's the guy we're looking for. Well, that's quite convenient. What is this? Is this a furnace? Guess so. Big patch of deep green grass. I'm pretty sure that's mostly just the same stuff. Well, I am kind of surprised because even though I saw you there, I didn't think this guy was gonna bull rush us. And we get the Swords Dance TM. I mean, yeah, I enjoy RPGs. I know that not everyone does. But also, yeah, there is kind of the matter of time involved there because, again, a Pokemon game is not terribly long. Like, how How much time have we spent on this so far? Show me the trainer card. Yeah, we're 33 hours into this, 34 almost. And remembering that at least 4 of those are in the post game, and 30 is quite long for a Pokemon game. Compared to a lot of other RPG series, that is quite short. By Pokemon standards, I mean, I certainly feel like these are usually 20 at longest, but I mean, perhaps I'm mistaken. It's happened. Starmie is a really shitty thing to see right now. Can we hurt this thing's feelings real quick? No, we're gonna have to switch. And unfortunately, this guy is not feeding this thing like a guard spec or something. Well, again, remember that I'm comparing it to 20 hours. If it's a whole ass half of the rest of the thing longer, I think that that's definitely at least reasonable to consider long. By average of all video games, goodness no. By average of all RPGs, holy fuck no, because those are some of the longest in existence. But compared to Pokemon, again, a series where, and keep in mind, I'm mostly just saying to complete the main story. Oh, thank goodness. I was going to be quite upset on camera, that's for sure, because just that's the longest confusion I've had in a minute. Now you're gonna send out Wobbuffet. Okay, buddy. Okay, Buster Brown. I mean, it is Starmie. Starmie doesn't fuck around. Realistically, a large part of the challenge of Misty's Starmie isn't the fact that it's a fully evolved Pokemon when you still mostly have Babbies. It's not the fact that it's level 20 at that point in the game. It's the fact that Starmie is one of the most heavily well-tuned Pokemon in that game outside of the realm of legendaries and, like, Tauros. Tauros, who's basically a legendary in and of itself. Right now. Hey, Brysolf, how is it going? Aside from the part of Super Smash TV tournament starting very, very soon, because I know that's a thing. So. What else is going on? Just working on brackets? Gotcha. Fair enough. Yeah, Nidoking has, like... Well, Nidoking has really sick stats. It has a great move pool. Yeah, what amount of the Smash TV bracket? Brysolf is running a Super Smash TV speedrunning tournament of just playing through Easy Percent, which is the first stage. It's just speedrunning it. It's best of 5, I believe, for each round. 8th annual, yes. It is the 8th one he's done in a row. The best kept secret on Twitch. It's certainly... Smash TV remains one of those games, an arcade classic that unfortunately has kind of fallen by the wayside in people's esteem. Yeah, not Smash Brothers, not the fighting games, buddy. We're talking about a classic arcade shooter that, yeah, unfortunately having Having a very, and I mean very popular series whose name starts with Super Smash when you're talking about this game does lend to some confusion. And that's definitely something I always noticed. And I was like, what's the deal? Yeah, and even then, I would say that I'm definitely far from an authority. I'm not good at Smash Brothers, and I don't play them a ton. I did play a reasonable amount of Smash Ultimate before the DLC started dropping. But I think I sort of realized, oh yeah, I'm just bad at fighting games. And then before that, I played some on the N64 when it was contemporaneous, and the same with Melee. I own copies of Smash 64 and Melee. Brawl, I have never played Brawl whatsoever. I've heard mixed feelings about Brawl. Anyway, we're saving because it's time to feed a rare candy to a Pokemon who evolves by happiness. And if we don't get the Evo, I'm gonna reset, because I'd prefer to keep that. Yeah, I'm gonna reset on that because I want to keep that rare candy. Where's my... Right, reset doesn't have a hotkey, because why not? Well, yeah, there's story modes in Smash Brothers, at least a couple of them, like Subspace Emissaries and Brawl. There's various kinds of adventure modes in a couple of them. I mean, Melee has that adventure mode, which I'm sure most of us remember pretty well. Smash 1 just had an arcade ladder and multiplayer. I don't know about Smash 4 whatsoever, and then there was, what was it called? World of Light in Smash Ultimate? I think it was called World of Light. I just remember that I finished, like, the first half of it, and I was like... And then the second half opened up, and I'm just like, you're kidding me, right? By which point I had already had all the characters because I unlocked them other ways. So yeah, I didn't end up finishing that. Yeah, okay, it was World of Light. Tells you how well I remember Smash Brothers if I'm over here like, hey, it's a thing. I do have a couple of fighting games sitting on my PC. I have Strive and I have Grand Blue Versus. I need to remember to get around to learning both of those a little bit. I have some parts for an arcade stick that I should finish. Tekken 8. No, I don't have Tekken 8. I don't believe I've ever played a single Tekken game, actually. But I freely admit that my dealings with fighting games are not a lot. Like, I've played only a bare minimum of anything to do with Street Fighter, for example. I played some Third Strike a very long time ago, and I believe I still have Third Strike as a downloaded thing on my PS3. I believe. That's fine. There were Steam sales. Listen, I'm not good at playing most of the games that I have to begin with, so... this up. Oh, right, there's side quest here. Dinosaurs versus robots, huh? They really were just, like, looking for an excuse to have a sale on some level. I don't 100% know what that's all about, because, yeah. I haven't even seen it. I want Paleo Pines, but you're saving money. Gotcha. Oh yeah, that was just that happening. Yeah, okay, so this is like a more of a medium-sized sale, not like a big seasonal kind of thing. I clicked over to the Steam page and it's like, oh hey, here's a small banner underneath the standard stuff instead of it taking up the whole splash screen. That's kind of odd. Oh boy, everybody, Detroit Become Human is 60% off. Herk, 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 if you want to give money to fucking David Cage. You know, so that way he can continue to go around and pretend he doesn't make games for words I'm not allowed to say on Twitch. God, I'm sorry, I got locked in a loop there now that I've looked at that. Battletech is $10, that's nice. Sir, do I look like I have money? Don't answer that, You can't see me right now. Tangela is a weirdly tanky Pokemon, actually. Like, it's kind of surprising. Tangela is actually okay. Like, you look at it and you go, oh yeah, that thing's a piece of shit, isn't it? And it seems like it, and then you find out, oh hey, it has a special stat in Gen 1, which I think became a special defense, because they didn't want you to have too much fun with it. And again, it can survive hits, believe it or not. And then, where am I going with this? Yeah, so they introduced Tangrowth in Gen 4, so it had an evolution, which is good, I think? I don't remember. But of course, in Gen 5, they introduced Eviolite as an item, so because Tangela had an evolution, and it also had really good defensive stats, you can attach that to it, and it's like, hey, this is a shockingly good tank for being Tangela of all Pokemon. Something that you look at and you're like, oh yeah, this thing's good. Yeah. Yeah, Porygon 2 became, like, legitimately, gross, I think is the word I'm looking for. Gross might be it, but Porygon 2 was among the fairly small, actually, number of Pokemon where I remember people being like, oh, yeah, it's better than its evolution. I definitely recall people being like, oh yeah, friendship with Porygon Z ended. Porygon 2 is the newness. Dusclops is one of the big other ones. For at least a period, that was also true of people's opinion of Magneton, I seem to recall. Eventually, Magnezone kind of regained a bit of its throne, But Magneton, I remember people being like, "Oh yeah, this thing is absolutely a beast. You should use Magneton with an Eviolite." And I remember using it for like one of the very few times I ever played any sort of competitive Pokemon thing, and it was pretty good. So to that I will say, okay. However, I think eventually Magnezone kind of became more preferred because I definitely think there's been an aggro-oriented shift in a lot of competitive Pokemon stuff. But obviously I don't know that much about competitive Pokemon because I don't do that anymore. I don't have the brain for it. I don't have a brain for much things, but definitely not that. Wow, that happened. You feel like evolving sometime this... Oh, I thought it would for a second. It was starting to sound a little bit like the music was changing there, but that's not what I want to do. That's right, you can't heal from the Pokemon menu just yet. Croaker? No, it's Cloaker as in like it has a cloak because it's... I think it has Overcoat as its ability even. It's not a frog. Leavanny's a bug. Bug frog. That would be weird. But not completely outside the realms of what a Pokemon would be, actually. Good old Gen 5 bugs when they started to get significantly stronger than they were before. Which isn't to say that bugs were necessarily bad or anything, it's just that they generally didn't have a lot of the tools that they needed, and then it's just Gen 5 bugs. Scolipede was Gen 5. So yeah, for a while, Scolipede was kind of this undisputed heavyweight champion of being a really good physically attacking bug. Granted, it also showed up in the same gen as Volcarona, so it can't be the best bug in the generation, but still. Scolipede's real good. It gets speed boosts as an ability, because why the devil not? Really? I mean, there's always been bug-type Pokemon that have just been sitting there waiting to have a move pool. Like Pinsir. Gen 1 Pinsir is a Pokemon that genuinely makes me very sad, because I like Pinsir, and Pinsir has a lot of the things that just sort of make it look like, oh yeah, this thing is going to be a champion, and then you realize that it gets just normal attacks and submission. Actually, I don't even remember if it gets submission. Jeez. Well, yeah, that and the fact that bug-type moves in Gen 1 were, yeah, not impressive. And also barely available. But I mean, Pinsir doesn't even get Earthquake in Gen 1. They could have at least thrown the guy a bone. Hey, there we go. There we go. Finally, the sixth member of the team. This deep into the fucking post-game. We're having fun here, folks. In terms of our truly bizarre way of putting a team together. Let's learn Helping Hand. We're gonna skip on Helping Hand. What it can do is have stats that don't really look very impressive compared to the rest of our team who are level 60, that's for sure. But it's got pretty good attack and speed. And Buggrass is a strong attacking type combination, if not for the fact that defensively it explodes if any sort of flying or fire type gets anywhere near it. Well, I mean, the stats are still decent, so I mean, yeah, it's not ideal, but we'll be able to use it at least for in-game reasons. We're not raising this team for competitive. We're not complete sickos, just mostly. It's a shame the mints aren't in this game, otherwise we could fix that. Dragon Claw can't get because that's not really claws, I guess. Can you get Shadow Claw though? I could swear they could get Shadow Claw. Yeah, see, Shadow Claw is okay. Dragon Claw is a no-go zone, apparently. Well, makes total sense to me. I guess. Yeah, Leavanny has a base 92 speed and a base 103 attack, which are pretty good. Yeah, you know, the one thing that Charizard is useful for. Oh, that's probably not true, but also I enjoy making fun of Charizard a lot. I'm also going to check Bisharp's Learn Pool real quick to see what I can feed it to give it a little bit more variety. Did they change the color of steel on this key? Looks a lot bluer now. Huh. Oh yeah, they definitely changed these colors. Interesting. Yeah, so we get Leaf Blade at 36. Frost Scissor at 39 for Leavanny, not for Bisharp. Poison Jab is another thing that we can stick on there to complete that. Aerial Ace. One of those two. I don't know which. Sadly, no Psycho Cut for us in this generation. Alright, Bisharp. What can you do aside from holy? That's actually pretty good. Oh, nope. No Earthquake, but you can get Dig. Alright, Bisharp. I mean, well, yeah. Bisharp already has Iron Head and Night Slash, so it's already got its stab moves all loaded up, and tragically, even then, Iron Head is not a TM. Totally should be, though. Stone Edge, but no Rock Slide. Boo! We can give it X Scissor, I guess. And Poison Jab. Brick Break. I mean, we got options. Do I have Brick Break? Yeah, we don't need embargo. Oh yeah, we don't have Brick Break for some reason. It's probably somewhere really hard to get at. We have low sweep, though. I mean, that's kind of good-ish. It's being a chess-themed Pokemon. I recently was introduced, speaking of chess, to the meme of the Bong Cloud offensive in chess, which is like one of the worst chess openings you possibly could come up with. And somebody just decided, hey, yeah, I'm gonna call this the Bong Cloud, and I'm going to write a bunch of really goofy, you know, humorous things about it. Give the old lady in the Pokemon Center. Is it that easy? Have I been ignoring this the whole game? I don't talk to NPCs very much, it's true. Well, let's go fix that and we can have slightly better than low sweep damage. Anyway, yeah, that's what probably would have happened. Hey, you. Thank you. I don't know why you have that, but okay. Oh, I see. That's the reason. Basically... Well, in terms of chess openings, you really would not want to do anything with your king. Chess in general and chess openings in particular are kind of a weird subject on some level. It's a little bit outside of my pay grade, as it were. There's a couple of options in terms of your first move in chess. I mean, usually you're gonna move the pawn in front of the king ahead 2 squares, but I've seen some other options that are varying levels of, yeah, so again, calling it an opening might be a bit of a stretch because it's not literally the first move, but it's the next move afterwards in it, which is to move your king up to the next row after you move a pawn forward. But the point is that it's supposed to be, like, incredibly bad, and the person who took this just wrote this long piece of, well, nonsense, really, of, like, just a fake analysis of being like, oh, yeah, here's why this opening that absolutely ruins most of your game is the best thing ever, and why you should do it, and why it's all great moves. And it's like, actually, no, it's not. And I know just enough about chess to basically be like, okay, yeah, it's incredibly dumb, but it's very funny that you're making jokes about this. Yeah, that's the idea, is that we're making fun of the things that are terrible ideas. But yeah, anyway, somebody introduced that to me, I mean I ran into it myself this time. I was wrong about what I was about to say because I got confused. And you know what? I'd say in my defense, but I don't know that there is much to defend about my terrible memory, mostly just that I've got it. It's probably because I was thinking of something else that I was actually introduced to by one of my friends over the past couple of weeks. Oh shit, it actually got the Quint boost. That's something that would worry me if it weren't a wild Pokemon and it weren't a Drifblim. Yeah, especially because it still has at least some of the remnants of stockpile in its learn pool, just sitting there ready to cause itself some problems. But of what I was thinking of, and this is going to be kind of like a strange connection, but I swear it's just because it's tabletop games. YouTube began recommending me again a video from a YouTuber who goes by Reverend, where he talks about Skull Servants as a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. And I was like, that's actually one of the funniest things. I haven't seen that in forever. And I forgot about the fact that Skull Servants are a real deck that you can play. And that it's actually kind of okay. It's not like top tier or anything. Oh, hey, Prism Scale. Well, that's... We could attach that to a Phoebus and we could trade it to get my Lotta, but... that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Ah, here we go. Here's Giant Chasm. So I don't actually have to push that Strength Rock. It just makes a shortcut. I'm just taking a peek around the area here to see if there's an item. And it appears there isn't unless I whip out the item finder and find out that, hey, yeah, go digging, knucklehead. Yeah, I mean, it's nice, but it's not gonna be a requirement for me, and I don't feel like teaching strength to a Pokemon only to delete it later. That's all. I get this damn Golbat out of my face. Yay! We're at level 60. 6-0. Wow, it's like Mount Moon parentheses outdoors. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure there aren't, like, any in-person Yu-Gi-Oh! Events in the general area where I live at this current point in time. Or even upcoming in any way. Otherwise, I would certainly be like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna look into how much of a pain it would be to build Skull Servants. And just start taking that around, because that is genuinely very funny. For those of you who are not versed in this particular game, Skull Servant is one of the worst cards in the original run of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I think the general consensus is that Skull Servant is probably the very worst monster that was in the original Legend of Blue Eyes set. Okay, see, here's a place where strength will actually come in handy, because this will let us get some items, and in fact, it probably would be necessary for, like, some TMs or something, so... I may have to actually do that. I guess we can get Dragon Claw back later. And so, by virtue of being the worst monster in the original set, I think that that kind of means that you would probably say it's the worst monster in the entire series. Again, asterisk, first set in English territories, because Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh! Sets were a lot different for a while. So... yeah, just not a good monster card whatsoever, or a good card at all. In fact, I feel like even most of the things that look like total crap, if you look at their things, it's like, oh, that's all downside. You can usually combo those in some way. Meanwhile, Skull Servant is just kind of garbage. And then, some years later, they released a card called King of the Skull Servants, which, well, the full text of it is not really important. The main thing is that it gained 1,000 attack points for each Skull Servant in your graveyard. So, again, you're allowed up to 3 in the deck, which means that it's pretty easy to turn this freely summonable monster into a thing that has 3,000 attack. At the time. It got even better later on because they started adding more support cards to it and basically turning it into a whole thing where they all had abilities to change their name into Skull Servant when they were in your graveyard. So right now, King of the Skull Servant's max power is sitting somewhere around like north of 20,000. We'll just say, I forget the exact number, but yeah, it can do so much damage in a single attack that it's literally twice someone's starting life points. And all you have to do is throw like half your deck into the graveyard, basically. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is really, really funny that way. Like, I've seen a lot of... Oh, geez. Now I'm like, what kind of position is Exodia? Well, yeah, Exodia is still a playable deck type. I mean, obviously, Exodia is still legal. I kind of wonder if they have some sort of, like, regulation in their internal books somewhere where it's like, yeah, we cannot ban Exodia no matter how toxic it gets. Not that Exodia is likely to become a toxic deck by itself. There's definitely some cards that'll show up in Exodia decks that are pretty bad. Like, the field cards that they had for those are kind of rough, to put it nicely. Mystic Mine or Chicken Game. I forget if it was Mystic Mine or Chicken Game that was regularly played in Exodia decks, but neither of those are something you want to see the other person put into their field slot because both of them kind of suck to deal with and lead to not fun scenarios. But regardless, yes, Exodia is still a playable deck, but that is not what I'm talking about. Although I think I played an Exodia deck on Master Duel at one point. Actually, probably not on Master Duel. It was Chicken Game. Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember which of the two incredibly toxic field cards it was. But, I mean, both of those are just like, hey, did you play that? Boy, it's a good thing if the rules don't say anything about me folding you up into, you know, into a soccer ball and kicking you down the street, because if you play Chicken Game or Mystic Mine, you should feel bad about yourself. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter. Hey, at least we can run away from Boldor. Nice. By the way, yes, we are starting to run afoul of the one recurring issue that we get in Pokemon post-game matters, which is the lack of easy leveling situations. Because these are probably some of the worst these are probably the highest level Pokemon that we can run into, and you can see that the EXP numbers are not exactly inspiring. And we're probably gonna have to die to get out of this fight. Oh Jesus, pulling 2 Mystic Mine? That sounds like... Yeah, it sounds like you definitely had one of the more irritating decks of that pre-release. What? Why is it evil? It's because it doesn't want me to run away. That's for sure. It's primarily because Electros is slower than a thing that's not very fast. Let's take that lucky egg and give it over here, because Bisharp technically is going to be the least strong of our team member by virtue of no EVs. Well, other than the one that has a EXP share, but that doesn't count. Well, maybe it does. Anyway, yeah, the point here is that, again, I would probably actually consider it if there were actually, like, things to do in paper on Yu-Gi-Oh! In this general area. Skull Servants, and there's a couple other decks that I'd be interested in building. Like Fossil Fusion is one that I wanted to do when that started coming out. Of course, if I go into Master Duel, I'm probably just going to look for something that's not jank. I'll figure out how to build whatever's like tier 0 at the time. You know, so that way I can brick in front of Eldritch and Ladder over and over and just be like, well, this is my life now. Because nobody knows how to play that deck. Wait. Yeah, I had a bit of a reflection recently because of that, and I was just like, yeah, actually, come to think of it, one of the worst things about Eldritch and playing against it was the fact that while it's basically the game's playing itself .deck, it always felt like every time I was up against it in Ladder on Master Duel, the person who was doing it was slow and, like, did not know the deck very well. Kind of thing. In this case, I'm using the term tier 0 to be, like, the absolute peak, as in, like, the definitive best, and to a point where it's unfair, sort of thing. So, in this case, better than the best, although, yes, it does kind of sound like worse than the worst at the same time. So, you are... Pardon me, the word I meant to say was your, Y-O-U-R, not no apostrophes there. You're not wrong. Oh yeah, what was it, Tier Lament? Is that the deck that was, like, really painful? That was absolutely disgusting for a while. It may still be. Yeah, I know, right? It's funny you should say that, because that's basically what the fucking tournament scene was at that point. It's okay. Again, I feel like I would rather play against that than run into somebody on Ladder in Master Duel who's playing Eldritch. Because that's just not a fun deck to play against. And I think Eldritch had like a shit ton of hand traps and stuff too, so that's even worse, where it's like, oh yeah, now I gotta be concerned about the most basic of basic things in the entire game of, oh, you have cards in your hand? I can't wait until deck traps become a thing, where the power creep is so extreme that it's just like, oh, what, Ash Blossom? You think that's bad? Well, what if I show you this other waifu that's just in my deck, and then people start needing deck lists for casual games? Ugh. That's actually insufferable. I'm sorry I said that. That sounds disgusting. What's wrong with me? Oh yeah. It's dropped on my head as a child. You like how the rate of enjoyment in card games is directly proportional to how much fun the opponent is not having. That is absolutely true. Like, blue play is just kind of the most fundamentally, like, that's all your synapses and all your neurons just immediately glow red hot for that. It's just sort of part of the human that's not meant to sound like the color of the opponent's. Yeah, exactly. That. You see, that's why Magic decided to call Counterspell and stuff like that, why they chose the color blue for it, is because you're just blue balling your opponent the whole game. Finally, we cracked the code. I'm glad I streamed tonight then, actually. Gee, you sure have. Now you just wish you could forget, right? But yeah, I think there's definitely like something. I don't know if it's just like the kind of people that card games and other stuff like that attract. Wow, okay. That sounds like something I really shouldn't discuss on Twitch. Yes. That's what I call my Steely Dan. Wait. Oh, that's a joke that I know somebody is going to get. I've just doomed my channel, haven't I? Because, yeah, you see, the joke is, just to explain and absolutely make sure that I get completely fucked, the joke, well, the first part of the joke is that this Pokemon is Steel type, but that's not where the real joke here is. The joke here is that the Steely Dan, most people know Steely Dan for, you know, the name of the music act, right? The name Steely Dan is derived from the book Naked Lunch by William S. Burroughs, which is not the funny part of this, per se. Shut the fuck up. The funny part of this, and by funny part, I mean why I keep saying this is gonna get me in shit, is that the Steely Dan in the book Naked Lunch is a dildo. Anyway, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I don't know. Tav, are you okay? It does. Oh, that's funny. That sounds like, I don't know. I need to actually figure out what I want to say before I start talking. Or perhaps what would be better would be if I don't just, like, forget it. Are there cards in Yu-Gi-Oh? Because obviously you know better than I do. That do something like they play themselves, basically, when you mill them. Because I know there's stuff like, if it goes to your graveyard, it goes to your hand. Or something. But for example, there's a monster in Magic that when you mill it, it goes into the field instead, or stuff that's like when your opponent makes you discard it, you play it and it gets buffs. Okay, yeah, there is. One, I'm not surprised, and B, that sounds like... Ah, okay, gotcha. Well, gee, with the amount of self-mill and stuff, that sounds like something that could get really gross real fast. Anyway, recover. That can go eat shit. We're taking Ice Beam. Ask you to do anything. Yeah, I'm not even gonna make fun of you for anything this time. This time. Where the... Oh, I could believe that, because I think Shadows were the strong deck for a while. I mean, my Yu-Gi-Mon's history here is bad, but that sounds like a thing that was the case. The case, even. So this area... Oh, hi, Ditto. You do exist in this game for some reason. Hey, it outspeeds us. Hell yeah. We can kill it even easier. That's right. The wild Ditto transforms into a... Oh, man. That fucked me up for a second. Okay, yes, the wild Ditto transformed into a dildo. There we go. Make sure that we say all the words correctly. Bonk. Anyway. I mean, I could catch a Ditto, I just don't know that it's that useful for me right now. God, I actually kind of missed the steel nerfs in Gen 6. It'll make fighting these things a little faster. Oh, good job. Boat eater, more like flinch eater, am I right? Well, I'm not gonna breed in this playthrough. You know, we're not gonna play competitive Pokemans. That would be silly. Besides, if I was gonna do that, I'd just buy a fucking Game Shark. Heyo! Or I'd go on Showdown, which is probably a little bit more, you know, a little bit less sanity-inducing. New Game Plus, there is no real such feature for this game, but we will play Black 2 sometime not far down the path after we beat this game. I probably actually should play those Spyro the Dragon games, because now that I actually remember that I have them. Oh, well, listen, that depends on if reincarnation is a thing, right? For that sense of New Game Plus, reincarnation, yeah, so I don't 100% remember what the path I need to take here is, by the way, because this area is sort of laid out in a spiral, and you get to the middle and then you go back out, if I recall correctly. But that is a big if. I mean, these pile of swines are probably not worth killing for their EXP. Ooh, ouch. Well, they could have Jack Black and Jack White, right? Da-da-da-da-da. Pillow swine. I've heard both of them, and I've just taken to Pilo swine for so long because, I mean, it's a big pile of swine. On the other hand, I'm enjoying your, like, crisis over this. Deliberate oh, God. Why'd you have to remind me, you fuck? Oh. That's it. Back to Winnipeg. Wait, what? Sorry, Oh, I'm pretty sure that was just between us in like I almost said 1v1. Just a personal thing on Discord with me and that guy. 1v1, yeah. The way our conversations go, you're right. Yeah, and he told me that our friendly neighborhood penguin joke Pokemon, the name is not pronounced Delibird, it's pronounced Delibird. And I'm pretty sure I yelled, I'm pretty sure that's the loudest I ever yelled at him to go fuck himself. Because, I mean, that is kind of like... There's some of the pronunciations on these that are just, like, really, really confounding. Yeah, the deliberate Delibird thing is kind of like, to me, and I mentioned this on a previous stream, that officially if I recall correctly, ouch, by the way, that hurt like heck. Yeah, officially, if I recall correctly, Reuniclus is pronounced Reuniclus, and I heard somebody point this out in a video. I think it was a False Swipe Gaming video too, and he's like, I hate it too. I'm gonna pronounce it this way though because I've got a job to do. I think I very nearly shut the video off at the exact moment that he said that, and I was just said Reuniclus, and I'm just like, yeah, that actually made me hurt a little bit. Anywho, we're in this place now. Let me try sorting my items. Do I have a... Do I have a quick ball? I have a quick ball. I got 9 of them. Alright, so... Yeah, there he is, the big kahuna. Wait, no, sorry, we're not playing either sun or moon. Oh, I hate it. I hate it a lot. Imagine just naming a character Ryu in FF14, though. You should go to a weebier game, you fucking weeaboo. I'd say you'll make me mad, but I would actually laugh, so... Anyway, let's save real quick. Ryu. Oh, Jesus, no. Oh. Oh, the early 90s are coming back to get me. Ooh. This theme's kind of a jam. I like this one a little bit. We can see Kyurem is level 75. The odds of us actually being able to fight this thing properly are pretty shit, so we're just gonna quick ball it, and if we fail, I'm gonna try to clobber it a couple times with something and be like, well, just don't crit, I guess. Every time you get mad about quick balls, I just laugh because it genuinely and sincerely is kind of funny on some level just for how much it is of a thing. I don't remember what type my hidden power is. I'm sure it's something crap. But I get hit by Dragon Balls. Ouch. Okay, so here's my question. What were people arguing about color matching a quick ball? Because really there are very few things in the game that even get close to that. Even somehow there isn't like a luchador Pokemon that has, you know, like Shiny Hall Lucha doesn't even have that as a pattern on its face, which I think that would be funny. But instead it's just like red and black and something. Trying to catch Charcadet. Oops. We do kind of want to catch this thing. Like I said before that Miraidon kind of counts, but that's like it. Because I really overdid it with the Quiver Dance, that's for sure. I just wanted that to be enough to not die. Oh, at this point, it feels like my first playthrough. Like, well, you know what this means? We get another chance to quick ball it. Oh noes. Alright, so duly noted. Boost up and then only use our shitty hidden power because... Yeah, we'll use the boost for defense. It's a 5-minute... It's okay, it broke out even faster this time. Anyway, yeah, quick balls match like Lantern and Miraidon, and that's about it. And then even then, Miraidon's kind of a stretch. Because Lantern's got like a blue body and a yellow face mask thing. I mean, I forget if you remember what Lantern looks like, Tab, but if you do, click that and be like, yeah, okay, you know, tell me I'm wrong, which I am, but listen. I'm just saying because it's like blue and yellow. Meanwhile, the amount of other things that are blue and yellow are like not a lot. Okay, so 4 should be more than enough for us to, like, not have to worry about any damage from anything. I guess Minun is blue and yellow also, but Minun, the only appropriate Pokeball for Minun is a garbage can. Yeah, see, look at that. We're doing, like, still almost nothing with hidden power when we're at +4. Meanwhile, I think this guy's Dragon Pulse did like 30 damage to us. Gen 3 was full of like... Gen 3 was certainly full of Pokemon. It's very all across the board in terms of like, this is cool and good and I would use it, and this is the worst fucking thing anybody's ever devised. I mean, Gen 3 has... Well, Gen 3 has Metagross, Gen 3 has Exploud. I like Exploud. Gen 3 has the Pineapple Duck. It also has fucking Castform, which is a Pokemon that exists for some reason. Oh, good old Martin Solrock. Martin Solrock is kind of top tier memeage by Pokemon standards. Or just in general, really. Not that Pokemon is like bad at memes or anything, because it's definitely not. No, but I mean, if I have one in a future game, maybe I will. Unfortunately, I don't think Exploud is in Black 2, so it's not going to be a thing in that game. Unfortunately. Aw, oh, geez, I need more Dusk Balls, don't I? Well, I got Timer Balls. Those are kind of good, too. Actually, what if they just specifically programmed this one Pokemon to be like, hey, yeah, fuck your Dusk Balls. I would laugh so hard if somebody actually, like, bothered to make an F Your Dust Balls script for a Pokemon. Before or after the nerf. Well, don't worry about that. This one doesn't count for real, and I mean, what matches this thing anyway? Other than the bruises that I get from Endeavor. Shit. I guess a netball would act. No, a netball is worse. Timer ball. Heavy ball. Yeah, I guess so, actually, heavy ball. Well, I mean that more in the sense of, like, the boost to the catch rate doesn't work. Although something like that would be kind of funny, too. Oh, we got crit. Oh, Brewers. We're in black. So, if/when we go on to the next game in this, we're going on to black too, because continuity or something, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that anything this thing throws at us is gonna kill us. Oh, really? It's only in... Huh. You had black and white too. I think I did the same thing, except with white and black too. But I don't remember because my brain don't work no more. Ah, shit. Well, that's a reset, gang. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think the attempt at reviving the Dream World has yet borne fruit, so... Yeah. Yeah, Pokemon Black is kind of a big meme, so... At least in that sense. I didn't even think about that when I started. I was just like, you know what? I'm kind of neutral on Zekrom versus Reshiram, but also fuck all the 12-year-olds. Wait. Okay, that's just rude. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Yeah, there have been apparently some projects in the works to attempt to rebuild Dream World, and you'd have to do like server select hack kind of things to be able to actually use it, but there does appear to be something of a movement in that general area. And believe it or not a bowel movement. But, yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that it hasn't gotten very far yet, because, yeah, it sounds like a pain in the ass. Well, you should have written faster, is all I can say. Well, we've already said that. Buy one of those. Oh, jeez. Oh. Anyway, yeah, I boosted 6 times because, yeah, at this point, yeah, why not? Meanwhile, this time, Kyurem is just being a real shitter with whatever moves it's choosing. It's choosing all of its hardest hitting. All right, can you do 5 endeavors back to back, dude? Or like a million in prison, whatever. Like, listen, I know that I'm currently playing a serious game of shit or get off the pot here when it comes to trying to catch this thing, but also look at this terrible Pokemon. Actually, I'm gonna use a Hyper Potion. Just to give me more time to sit here, you know. It's like a great big dose of fiber. Suddenly it just hit me the most. I'm still doing this, gang. I can't believe anyone watches this channel. I suppose it depends how long it takes for this thing to decide to get in the fucking ball, Nebby. That one's not up to me. I mean, clearly it's my own fault for just going, hey, yeah, let me just Master Ball the final boss. And by final boss, I mean Reshiram. But also, hey, yeah, it eventually just got into an Ultra Ball. Apparently, all I needed to do was use a ball with a worse catch rate, and it would just work. Also, it's a legendary. We don't nickname those because they're established characters or something. I don't know. I don't know why that seemed like a thing that made sense to me at the time, but stop that. Anyway, I need to get out of here. So that way I can go heal, and then I can go explore the rest of the route, and I can be like, oh yeah, I should probably get Dragon Claw back. I was like, what's the move that I got rid of for strength? It's Dragon Claw. That's right. See, the reason why I didn't escape rope, here because I was concerned that it would do something funky with the crater. Because I saw a lighting change during part of when I was going through here. And I wasn't sure if I was hallucinating, basically. So this might be one of those, like, outdoor, indoor areas, like in the center of Twist Mountain. If anyone remembers that from before I started just taking a fucking week between streams. Hey, we got a max revive. That's handy. They knew there was going to be a big boss here. Kyurem, which by itself is like the weakest of the legendary Pokemon in this game if you ignore level. Oh hey, it's something there's no fucking way we can run from. Right, now don't be too much of a dick, alright, Sneasel? Just heal over from this surf. You run an icy wind, Chief. You don't even need that. Wild Pokemon using beat up. Always conceptually hilarious. There we go. Well, we've got strength now, so we can push the rock and have a shortcut to an area that we're never going to come to again. That's fine. Go ahead and head to sleep. It's technically kind of late, so... Oh, you know what? We could also teach something cut, and then I can deal with that. Because I've got cross scissor as a TM, so I can replace that. Because there is a cut bush over there, one of the, like, 2 in the game. And yet they didn't think to just get rid of it completely. No, guys, HMs are really good. I swear. The right pager was cancer, you guys. I'm sure there's somebody out there who has an opinion like that. It's like, oh yeah, the right pager was a bad idea or something. It's just like... I cannot imagine. Alright, forget man. Help me forget about these garbage moves. Oh, hey, yeah, we have Poison Jab. We can teach that as a fourth move for Cloaker. Oh, yeah, Dragon. That's right. That was the other one. Excuse me. Okay, we've done that. Let's go back to Lacunosa Town. Let's see if we can at least complete a route today, because, I mean, sure, we did stuff, but also, like, wow, most of it, again, was me taking forever to capture that Pokemon. I know this bird definitely outspeeds us, so yeah. This fisherman probably has water types, because that's usually what you want when you're fishing. Oh hey, look, it's everybody's favorite Pokemon, Magikarp. Yeah, this has got to be the 6th Magikarp guy. Oh yeah, 6 Pokemon. Oh, this one actually knows a damaging move. Everybody, watch out, everybody. We got a badass here. Sheesh. That's right, you give me that 0 experience, almost. Fun name for a truck. Wait, no, that's a fighting baseball reference. Never mind. Let's learn entrainment. I know, but if I looked at what ability this thing had, it's probably Swarm or something. Oh, I get it. Oil tanker truck. I mean, it's... Oh, Surskit, that's a strange Pokemon the way it evolves into a flying bug from being a water bug. Not really a Pokemon I've ever used, I don't think. Because it's very hard to find most of the time, and evolves early on and isn't, like, super great. A lot of people around here. Oh, that's kind of you, dude. A shoal shell is not useful to me, though. In this game, I think they just sell for money. That guy occasionally gives the Clamperl evolving items, I believe. The item to evolve Seizure into Kingdra. Yeah, this is the Blast Burn, etc. tutor. I think it's the Hyper Beams tutor, not the Oath tutor. The Oath tutor, I think, is elsewhere. It's in an upper layer. It's in the middle of the water? Yeah, I guess it's in the water. It's a little. Okay, yeah, that was in the water, and I see why. It's a heart scale. Neat. Oh, hey, look, it's a Pico. This one's a higher level than the Pelipper we saw there. And of course, it's going to be too fast for us to get away until we click the button like 800 times. There we go. Yeah, you know, it's gotta cause me some problems. That's over there. Well, that's all three of the letters or the grams, pardon me. 3 grams of drugs. Wait. I have no idea. We don't get to see what they're like inside the envelopes. Oh, that's actually a valuable reward. U-turn is a pretty good move. Hey, look, it's Krabby. Krabby's pretty funny. And Octillery, the Pokemon that upsets people on the internet. I'm just talking about his personality, not anything to do with the fact that it's an octopus that evolves from a fish, which... Yeah, I've talked about that before, so we don't have to talk about it again, really. Oh, there's another cut bush. Well, we should be able to more easily access that from the town over here on the other side of... I think. Could be wrong about that. That's a strength rock. I can't do anything about that. And Swellow is using double team. Well, can't wait to... Oh, never mind. Thank goodness. Oh, hey, double battle where the trainer is actually walking around. Neat. Oh, they've got plus one line on. I see. Well, I have bad news, folks. That's not going to help you. That's all I've got, is that's not going to help you. Surprised neither of them kicked the bucket, but you know, it is what it is. We'll fix their hash this time. You're coming along nicely. Unfortunately, Swords Dance is not going to be your thing, buddy. If I had that Pokemon much earlier in the game, then maybe we would see some Swords Dance fun. But as it stands, no. Alright, Grandpa, what do you got for your Pokemons? Please be something that's weak to electric. Oh, it's far-fetched. Oh, hell yes. That's just free money, basically. Honk if far-fetched. I don't know where I'm going with this. And yeah, there we go. I just need this. Ooh. You're no fun. I guess Queenmaker has the chop thing. Slap chop. Brick break, that's right. Sorry. What'd I say? Slap chop? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to mention Vince Offer. Anyway, I'll come back for the rest of this area after I heal. Hey, cool. The free 10 cents, basically. And a little bit more random pocket change. Excellent. I'd be surprised this Kricketot can take more than a single hit. Yeah, there we go. About to send in Chimecho. Not even Cricketune. Come on. I'm surprised this thing didn't die. A couple of small items, probably some more of that over here. Right, now what's this last trainer on this route got for us? Do you just have Sock and Throw, dude? Are you just the same trainer as everyone else, every other black belt in this game? Instead of having something unique when you're in the National Dex area? And of course, Sock using close combat, yeah, of course one of our Pokemon dies to that because that hits really damn hard. Well, it just means that as long as he doesn't pull out, you know, ghost murder, I don't know, ice punch or something, we should be able to cause some problems for this duder. And his endure that doesn't matter here because that's what sturdy is for, dumbass. Oh, okay, you got another Pokemon that's quite a bit older than this gen. This one being Hitmonlee. Why didn't you have Hitmonchan? And or Hitmontop? Okay, with that out of the way, let's go get a Pokemon with Cut. Let's see if we can teach it Strength also. And so that way we can go get those last couple items on the route. And that seems like not a bad... What am I doing over here? Because that's just the mail service, right? See, I don't know that Patrat can learn Strength, but... we can check anyway. If not, I probably have... well, I've got Sock. I can teach that Strength. Yep, we're gonna have to do another... well, we can go out there with both HMs. And I'll only feel a little bit silly. Let's heal and then do the thing. down the tree. The only thing that Patrat is good for is getting us an item that's actually useless to us. Thanks a lot, Patrat. You are definitely no Rattata. Which is kind of impressive when you think about it, because I don't think most people's hearts are gonna bleed for fucking Rattata, right? I mean, I like Raticate, but I'm an idiot and also extremely old. So... Oh, sorry. Just bumped into my microphone. And you see, it was worth... Well, maybe not so much at this point, but in theory, it was worth... Yeah, admittedly, one thing that I am less sold on about this game is just how late you get some of these TMs. Like, okay, we can teach that to a Pokemon that doesn't need it anymore. But I guess they weren't necessarily sure at the time how to balance the reusable TMs. Excuse the yawn. Oh yeah, let me make sure I heal before I save, because otherwise...